Within this video, I'm going to explain in detail how to do an 8-week body recomp plan to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. I'll explain step by step the training plan, diet plan, and mistake that you need to avoid. So let's get into the first step, and that is the training plan. Now, we want to do at least 4 workouts a week, 3 upper body and 1 low body. The 3 upper body sessions should be chest, shoulders, back, and legs. So let's get into the first session, and that is back and biceps on a Monday. Now, the first session should include compound exercises and have at least 20 to 25 sets per session. You want your MAV, maximum adaptable volume, to be high. So how many sets you need and exercises per workout should be high. Per exercises should be at least 8 to 10 per session. Now, you'd always start with your major muscle groups first. So pull downs, rows. This would stimulate the biggest response to testosterone, to growth hormone, and give you the chance to build muscle. It's really important to start off with compound exercises. So don't start off your workout with any running or cycling. This will only tire yourself out. Always start off with a dynamic warm-up and then get into the main session, and that should be warm-up sets on the individual exercises that you're going to start on, then 3 working sets per exercise. So once you've done your compound movements, you've gone to failure, which is what you should be doing on each exercise. Always do a warm-up set first. Gauge the weight that you're going to be lifting for a warm-up set. Remember, technique comes first before load. So don't just pick the heaviest weight and go for it. Start off with a warm-up set, build yourself up, and then once you know what weight to lift, you've written that down, then you'll know exactly what to do on your first working set. So once you've done all of your working sets on your back and your biceps, around 10 exercises, you've then covered at least 25 sets per session. That is your strength session done. And that's how all of your sessions should look throughout the whole week. Chest and triceps should look similar to back with the same amount of volume and sets and reps. Reps should be at least 10 to 12, no more than that on a recomp phase. So keep the reps high. This is also good for contracting the muscles, creating time under tension, and in stimulating fatigue, okay, towards the end of your session when the reps are high. So keep the reps between 10 and 12 and do that for the whole duration of the recomp phase. Your exercises should take you at least 45 minutes, and then what we're going to do is move on to the cardio part. Now, cardio on a recomp phase, this is where the mistakes generally creep in, including myself many years ago when I first did a recomp phase. I was doing plenty of cardio, too much, running, cycling every day just to burn fat. This didn't work. I was always stuck, soft, not ripped. So cardio should be done just at the end of your workouts. Do at least 10 to 15 minutes, very low intensity. You can do some cardio on your alternate days. If you're not working out, you can go for a run, do a bit of cycling, but again, don't go too hard. Make sure it's controlled. Keep your heart rate around that 120, 130 BPM, which is zone 2. So let's move on to the diet plan. Now, the diet plan, we want to immediately get ourselves up to maintenance right at the beginning of the phase and understand how many calories our body needs just to maintain. So we want to maintain for a week and work out what your maintenance is. So we do that because it's important to understand how many calories you need to start off with. Because this is another mistake that I've made before, is when I've started a recomp phase, I've just gone straight into a big deficit. And this affects my chances of gaining muscle. But also I feel weaker in the gym, less energy, and I just can't sustain the intensity of my workouts for 8 whole weeks, starting off with your calories very low. So once you've got your maintenance, after a week, you then go into a very small deficit. Now, we don't go too aggressive with the deficit, like I just mentioned, because we could potentially lose muscle. How you do that is take your numbers in your calorie tracking app, MyFitnessPal, for example, and you just tell it that you want to lose, let's say, a pound or two a week, small deficits, and it'll tell you how many calories you need to consume. So aim for that, and that should stay there for at least 2 weeks. Check the scales. If you're losing some weight, also have validation by looking in the mirror, measuring your waist, etc., and clothes, etc., making sure you're losing fat, not muscle. And then if you are, you're most likely in a small deficit. So let's just quickly go into the macros. Now, macros should be 30% protein. So take your total calorie intake. Let's say it's 2,000 calories for hypothetical reasons. So 30% protein of that, then allocate that to your overall meals for the day. You should be eating at least 4 meals a day. They should be breakfast, lunch, afternoon, snack, and dinner. And do the same with your then carbs and then fat. So your macros are very important for a recomp phase, because if you just focus on calories, you may lose weight, but it may be muscle weight. If you don't eat enough protein, you don't eat enough carbs, and your fats are not balanced, you may lose muscle, not have the energy to perform if you're not eating enough carbs, and if your fats are too low, you may have hormonal issues. And testosterone is boosted from healthy fats because it comes from cholesterol. So it's really important to get your macros right. So don't just focus on your calorie intake. Track your calories, but also your macros. This is very important. Make sure they're optimized for your own needs. So you could also cycle your calories. If you're working out, you may eat 2,200 calories or more. If you're hungry, eat a bit more. But make sure you get your macros balanced. You're just not eating anything and everything. Then if you are not working out, pull your calories a bit lower, 2,000. This is going to put you slightly further into a deficit, and again, just help you lose fat. So this is a slight method you can use there. You can also carb cycle, which is on your workout days, front load carbs around your workouts, rice, pasta, potatoes, honey, fruits, all those good carbs around your training. That's going to give you the energy. And then when you're not working out, pull them low. Eat more protein and fat, and that's going to balance your blood sugar. Because what you can remember is, when you're training hard, you're stimulating your insulin hormone to then drive carbs into your muscles to burn them off as fuel and support your muscles for building. But when you're not working out, that insulin sensitivity switches off. So there's no need to keep eating the same amount of carbs on your non-workout days than you do on your workout days. So you've got to be flexible with your nutrition. Bear that in mind. So that's your diet plan sorted, your macros optimized, your calories. I hope that all makes sense. If you're enjoying this type of content, I put out videos every week. If you're serious, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video. Let's move on to a few progress indicators that you should be doing over the course of the 8 weeks. So number one is checking your weight every day. It's really important that because you're playing this game of chess, you're making a move with your food, your training. You want to see how your weight responds. So you can jump on the scales, measure your weight every day, and just track it in your phone or in Excel, whatever. But track your weight, make sure you know how your weight's responding. Another thing you're going to do is take your progress photos, the beginning of your recomp phase, and then every week. This is very important because the scales don't always give you the true picture of what's going on. So it's important that you measure your weight, but also take photos to see how much muscle you're gaining. Because if you're losing fat, you will be seeing that on the scales. That'll be evident. But if you're gaining muscle, the scales might be going up and it may confuse you. So taking photos or videos can give you a real good indication to you losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. Without those pictures and videos, that validation, you're just going to go off the scales and it's just not that accurate. So you can also measure your circumferences, waistline, hip, bicep, chest. Measure all of those, because if you're losing fat, your waist is going to get smaller. If your arms and chest are getting bigger, you're going to see that on the circumferences when you measure with tape. So after 8 weeks of being consistent with your plans, you should start now seeing good results, losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, feel free to leave a comment if you got any questions, and I wish you all the best of luck with your recomp phase. Hope it all works out for you. Have a great day. Bye for now.